Good morning. I come from Sikkim state in India, in one of the northeast state, and I work for an organization called Kanchenjunga Conservation Committee. We have Kanchenjunga in Nepal, and we also have the national park in India, Sikkim, and Mount Kanchenjunga, which is the highest mountain peak in India and the third in the world, is where we mostly work. Since 96, 97, with a lot of the projects we've been working on nature conservation. We work on ecotourism, we work on trail management, we work on designating campsites, responsible tourism practices, of which waste management is one of them. So that is how we sort of landed to waste management practices. I will not talk about what we do a lot, but in waste management practices, what we have been doing so far. In places like in Nepal and elsewhere, the practices back in Sikkim and even in India is the same, you know. All those garbages, like some of our friends already said, you know, not in my backyard, please put it somewhere else. We wanted to clean, but take it somewhere else, not leave it somewhere close to my place. Budding is very old practices that still prevail somewhere else, you know. In the past, we had no bins and nothing, you know, so it used to be big pits where you keep putting your waste and then you keep burying it. And of course, burning is practiced a lot. Even in the village, if you see, people collect waste, papers, plastics, and store it till winter, because it's cold. Burn it and then it warms you up, you know, and you don't bother about the toxic, you know, what kind of toxic does it release. We've also been doing a lot of cleanup campaigns. It's little different because, like the leave no trace set, you know, high up in the mountain, is little different. We work in the trekking trails. The trekking trail that goes high up to the mountain, about 9-10 days trail. Lot of littering happens high up in the mountain. Thankfully, Mount Kanchenjunga is not open for expedition, so it's clean high up. But we still have a lot of litters. And initially we thought we should bring about a regulation. And we brought about a policy change. And every group which stayed in a campsite, you know, were sort of monitored whether have they even leave any garbages back. If any garbages were found on the campsites, we used to fine them or penalize them. After 3 times repetitive, your license are cancelled, you know, the tour operator's license are cancelled. That rule was brought, enforced, but the result, again, something else happened. It's not the tourist, because they just work with a backpack. It's the support staff who works with all those loads, guides, porter, the travel operator, you know. And moment we started doing that, the campsites were so clean. But we never realized that all those garbages which were collected were thrown away from the trails, away from the campsites, you know, because then you can't see it. You don't get fined. And all those garbages were down in the cliff, inside the river, inside the jungle, you know, it was even difficult to collect. We said, no, this doesn't work. We will have to try something else. We had a lot of cleanup campaigns because high up in the mountains, no road, nothing, no helicopters. So we had to take a lot of pack animals, horses, high up 150 horses, and carry all those loads back, you know. And that continued, of course, with the school children. We did a lot of cleanup campaigns in the villages. In one cleaning up campaigns, you know, you can see one of these slides, which were all recyclable items that we segregated during that cleanup campaign. And with the schools also we did, because we have a similar program like in Nepal. We have a club called Eco Clubs established in all the schools. Now the state government says whoever does the best eco activities will get 500,000 rupees per year, you know, the first award. So there is a rush for everyone to do a best work. And garbages, of course, tends to be on the priority. And a school which we were also partnering with, one of them did this cleanup campaign for 8 to 10 days and then brought all these garbages back. They found all these Tetra packs, multi-layered plastics, advertised by the cricket captain of India, some actresses and all those with pictures, their pictures on the multi-layered plastics, food packings. These children packed them up, wrote a long letter to them saying that these are not eco-friendly practice packings and products and all that, and send it to them. They packed it and posted to these actresses. But I don't know what happened after that. But those were some activities that happened. And finally, no matter whatever waste we collected, wherever, the same question comes back. There were a lot of questions in the first day, even in the second day. We had to take it to the landfill site. There is no option. And high up in the mountain, believe me, most of these landfill sites are close to the river. Not even a meter away from the river. It's almost there in the river. So it ultimately makes it way to the landfill site, transportation, everything. Then we said, what are we doing? Are we doing the right thing? We do a lot of garbage management. We put it in the bins. We feel we are responsible. We are not littering. And from the bins, we are putting it in the truck. We are responsible. We are not throwing it elsewhere. Not in my backyard. Nowhere. But are we responsible? Where is the garbage going? Are we bothered about what happens next? What happens to those people living close to the landfill site? What happens to those people dependent on the water source below the landfill site? What if we make them aware and then make them protest, against the place where people send garbages. So we said, let us do something. And in 2008, I came across a person called Sibu and then Gaia and this whole network who keeps doing a lot of programs on zero waste, and found it interesting because the whole concept talks about not only reducing waste but toxicity of the waste, also reducing the toxicity of the waste, the volume, and also in one way, my friend Sibu used to keep saying that if you look at the current practices, waste management is basically, we have this tape open, water tape open, and the water is flowing. We keep sweeping the water, but we've forgotten to close the tap. So we have water coming, we keep sweeping. So we have garbages coming, we keep cleaning, we keep putting it in the truck, transporting it, and everywhere that is what is happening, We've not gone back to the source to sort of look at it and then try and address those issues there. So we thought, oh, this is a good idea, why don't we try? And it's very cheap, it's very doable, And got some trainings, and then we thought, oh, okay, good ideas. 3 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, whatever, those are good practices. And so then we started also thinking on those. We started saying that why don't we practice this? And then the first thing we were taught in the training is waste is not waste. It's just the mental behavior, the human thinking that makes it waste. It's a resources. Don't call it waste. So that from that very day, the whole thing changed. We started looking at it as waste, as resources, and then of course, apart from 5 hours, we were taught that 3 hours is what is now practiced. Whether it's ethical to be throwing garbages, to be creating garbages, or to be overusing resources, and whether we are efficient enough, and economically whether it's viable, whether it's feasible, to be using so much, and of course the entire system is in crisis, so can't help it. And so in the whole zero waste, just to touch upon the component, it basically talks about why can't we have a clean production system, and I will not go more because I don't want to waste time. I still wanted to share my platform with a friend from Nepal who also does zero waste, Mr. Pranay here. And this is one important thing, EPR. in India, the whole civil society movement is trying to fight with the central government to bring this policy back. There are some there are some producers like the beer factory. I don't know if it's in Northeast, but in Sikkim we have. If you buy any beer, the bottle is bought back in 2 rupees. You know, so every little child knows that this bottle is changed for 2 rupees. Can be changed for 2 rupees. You know, and you can bet anyone saying that you go to landfill site, go to any places, get me 10 bottles. I'll get 10 beer bottles. I'll give you 5,000 rupees. He can't. He will not find it. Unless and until he goes to someone's house and steals it, you know. But that trend has been set up because company buys it back. People know that there is a price for it. And they store it safely, they segregate it, you know. So those companies have been responsible and it's beneficial for them. Rather than buying a new bottle, it's beneficial for them to reuse one. So this, if this kind of practices can come with most of these companies, can reduce garbages to a lot of extent. And material substitution, of course, we've started this in most of our campaigns, most of our programs. What we do is, you know, in workshops, programs, rather than using mineral water bottles, I don't see any mineral water bottles here. We've substituted with filter water, bags, registration bags. We try and use whatever is available with us. We use KRT rice bags, make bags out of it. We use one-side printed papers, fold it, make it notepads, share it with friends, use it one time before it goes to recycling, you know, or goes to a bin, you know. So we try and do a lot of these material substitutions. One way we save money, and one way we save from buying new items, which saves resources. That is what we practice. And of course, segregation is the most important what we do, and what we practice. Of course, initially for a very long trend, people were taught only two different waste, you know, biodegradable, non-biodegradable. But in non-biodegradable, we started looking at a lot of categories. Reusable, what can be reused once or twice before it goes to recycling or anywhere else. And of course, hazardous, people talked about it a lot yesterday. And then most of these waste or resources, as I said already, can be, if it can be recovered, it can be a resources. So how do we recover it? So in many places we thought of also having resource recovery center that I will share with you. And of course, people participation, like let's do it, you know, the biggest mass participation that you have. This is a picture from Bhutan where they have an annual cleanup campaign every day, and that very day they also try and have the whole day as no plastic day, you know. So you will see people eating on a banana leaf and all that. And of course, policy, there are a lot of needs in the policy. Things are, I think, more centralized. We all only see that things needs to be managed at municipal or at a district level, but not decentralized. I think things needs to be decentralized. Of course, behavior and mental revolution. I don't know what is there in the West, but in the East, at least in Asia, moment we see a waste paper, we put it in the bins, you know. Moment we see empty bottles, we immediately throw it out, you know, without even having a second thought. So that's what our behavior is. So then we were looking at a lot of these things. We were also looking at a lot of, in most of our sharings, what we found is most of these waste management systems that we have, especially now in Asia, or I don't know else, even in the world, it's not in the public interest. Neither it's in the global interest. It's basically in the interest of big companies, plastic factories, or whatever you call it. It's in the interest of them. One-time use, fast to be thrown as soon as possible, you know. We pay 15 rupees for a mineral water bottle, and we use it for hardly 5-10 minutes, and then it's back in the dustbin again, you know. So resources, so the same thing. I think we've been asking wrong question and we get a wrong answer for that. So the whole zero waste what we've been taught, the whole zero waste idea talks about, why do we need to have a big projects or big funding always going to a landfill site, waste to energy project? Why does ADB, World Bank not fund small projects, community level projects, small resource recovery centers, small initiatives? Why can't that subsidy be changed? Why can't everything be designed for environment? Why does it need to be designed for the corporates, for the plastic industries? Of course, government is run by these corporates, but still then, why can't we have a clean production system, community empowered, and I'll just skip, I've been saying this. And zero waste is not only about recycling, and not all recyclings are green that we've been talking about. Some of them, whether it's recycling, downcycling, and it's not about I think a technology, it's a process. I'll just share you some of what we do. This is in the national park in Sikkim. So I said we have a 9-day trekking trail going high up. We started a small project called Towards Zero Waste Trail. So we wanted to have it as zero waste trail in the near future. This is how it begins from the entry, and we had a first meeting. We had then we said, see, we have a lot of waste going up. People leave it on the trail. People live high up in the mountains. We've been doing cleaning up campaigns. Other people have been doing, volunteers have been doing. The visitors have also been doing cleaning up campaigns. But this is not efficient. Why should we clean it up? Is it our responsibilities? Aren't these travel companies making money out of it? Of course, the government also gets money out of it, but government says it goes to revenue. It's not meant to be cleaning it up. It's basically a fee, So then we designed a format, inventory format, which says simple thing like plastic bottles, plastic tins and all. And we have 2 columns, in and out. Whenever there is a whenever we have visitor going in the national park, at the checkpost we make them enter. How many water bottles are you carrying? How many cartoons? How many food packet items? And they go on a 9-day trek. At the exit again, we say, please show us your empty ones, and we write it down. The moment we find it, missing, we find them. If you have 50 missing, you will be fined accordingly. If you have 10 missings, you will be fined accordingly. And if you brought 50 extra, you will get a bonus.
How much is that?
We've written 5,000 rupees, up to 5,000 rupees, and it depends. We have no rate, specific rate, but we try and charge them as high as possible, so that they don't repeat it, because our objective is not to earn money out of it, but not make them do in the near future. So, yeah, and we did it, of course, but we had to name it on behalf of the government, because people feel afraid. So we name it in the department's name. And of course, segregation then. What happens after the waste comes back from the national park? We thought, many of us said, let us not keep it here, let us make them take it back to Delhi, Darjeeling, Gangtok, wherever possible, wherever these companies are coming from. Then we thought they would not be taking it back. They will throw it somewhere on the way. We said, okay, let us leave it behind, let us have a resource recovery center here. So then we have these bins where people, those support staff come and put it in the bins. And then we take it to a resource recovery center, a small resource recovery center, where we have 23 chambers. And we segregate waste into 23 categories. So here we have 1 or 2 staff who are employed and who do minor segregation. If it's mineral water bottle, we don't put it into mineral water bottle category. We put the cap into rubber category. We take out the plastic, put it in the plastic category, and put the PET bottles into PET bottle category, And we separate them by colors, we separate them by types, we separate them by whatever possible in 23 categories. And believe me, it doesn't stink, it does not smell, and there is nothing there, We've been storing it for last 2 years. It is very safe, just because we've recovered it on timely. We recovered it just next day or the week after it was thrown, or it was. So timely recovery. I see some people sleeping, so This is what this is what we have recovered in just one tourist season. Just one tourist season, you know. So I was thinking in the whole zero waste project, if when the benefit of having a segregation center and a resource recovery center gives you a lot of your answer to maybe answers a lot of your questions, you know. We were doing a similar project in one of the site, and we were getting those tetra packs, Amul Taza tetra pack, those are milk tetra packs, lot of quantities, and the numbers were showing very high. Then we said, why is this coming? We started questioning, and then we found out the villagers there thought that having cows in the villages would make the village dirty. They said no to cows in the villages, keep the cows away from the villages, because we wanted to have this as clean tourist destination. And then there were no milk supply. All of these packet milks started coming in. So to get this reduced, we had to introduce cow back or have milk supply in place, you know. So then you know what the root problem is, root cause is, you know. How can you reduce it? So this actually gave us a lot of answer. The whole segregation chamber. Actually, we knew what was generated and why was it generated, you know. And the other thing we did it. We've not one practices. The other, we have developed a team of resource person on zero waste. We have people from different states, different countries, like 4 or 5 mountain countries, and we call ourselves as Zero Waste Himalayas, where we share common goals. And there what we have started practicing is, let us try and lead by an example, or let us try and practice what we preach. So what we do normally in the workshop, whichever workshop, be it waste management workshop or be it something else, try and make it zero waste. So what we do is, we don't try and use plastic items. We don't try and use mineral water bottles, and we've also been successful in influencing some of these government officials, and now some of these government conferences hall also has banned mineral water bottles, you know. And most of programs, you see a lot of these pictures with mineral water bottles and all of this. So we have a lot of these resources in the center. We try and use them. We take the rice bags from there, give it to the tailor, ask them to make a bag and use it in the conference. We take those towards zero waste Himalaya banner is made from a waste cloth that comes from a tailor. Small pieces. Stitch. So we just wanted to try and this is a name badge, and this is gas made from what? This is again tetra packs, milk tetra packs, juice tetra packs, you know. You can see the silver foil, fold it, you cut it into butterfly shape, apple shape, and then use it, you know. So we've been doing a lot of this, and one of our partner in Himachal does a lot of this street plays, and they also do a zero waste festival. They do a market, zero waste market, where nothing made from plastic or nothing is there, you know. It's purely a market with no waste. So you make chips, bring potato, cut it straight, put it in the pot, and then serve the chip, you know. Don't pack it. So that trend is also, this is becoming very popular in the whole concept. Many of them are practicing now. So this market, and so we have the whole zero waste team from various states coming together. We had a lot of trainings. We have people from Himachal, from some of these Himalayan states, Nepal, Bhutan, where we try and share the same goal. We wanted to spread over, and so the basic idea is, if all of us can practice this, if we can motivate a school to go for a zero waste, and if a university can go for zero waste, and if a village level community can go for zero waste, and if the district collector can go for a district zero waste district, and if the state can go for a zero waste state, ultimately we could achieve the whole zero waste Himalaya mission, you know. So that is what the idea is all about. So we have In Sikkim alone, we've been last 3 years of struggling. We've been able to influence the government, and now the government is taking up this zero waste project in 51 village Gram Panchayat unit. So it would be piloted in next 2 years, and soon we would want the government to declare, zero waste Sikkim or zero waste state in India. So we wanted them to take the credit, but them to also do the work, and we just do the facilitation and the consultancy. We take the consultancy and then make money out of it. So yeah, I just wanted to also invite Mr. Pranay from Nepal, who also does a lot of zero waste work. We are from the same team. Since I am in Nepal, actually I'm the wrong person to be presenting here. He should be here, but just wanted to share it with him. 10 minutes. Do I have time?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning. After this wonderful presentation, I don't dare to do presentation. I just want to talk. I just want to share the idea. So I just want to add something, whatever he have told. Zero waste, in my thinking, is that all this philosophy, just changing the people's mind. And it works if you work with three things, just like to the people, for the people, by the people, with the people. Means all the people should be involved, and only the zero waste will be successful. And in these things, you have already mentioned all the components of zero waste. It's like in short, you have mentioned many things. So the same thing, what we are trying to do in Nepal is, with the help of Sikkim, with the help of Thanal, we are trying to implement zero waste in many places. So I want to inform that there is European Union, Pragyasis Nepal, and MUAN, Municipal Association of Nepal. They are going to implement zero waste in 4 municipality and 1 BDC. So out of that, the biggest challenge is the Bauddha. They want to do in Ward number 6 in Kathmandu, Bauddhanath. So you can think about how they will do it, zero waste in Bauddhanath. It's already 1 year, they have done research, they have done everything, and it's going to be implemented very soon. Zero waste. Let's build Kathmandu, make a zero waste city, and the pilot project will be in Bauddhanath. And they are trying to make a resource recovery center in Alapur, Sundarijal. So the organic waste from there or other waste from there will go to the Sundarijal, 6 kilometers away from there, and they will do recover from there. From organic, they can make a compost, they can make a biogas, and it will be used for the community itself. And other resource can be recycled or reused or whatever there is possibility, it will be done. Likewise, European Union have funded 2 municipalities, just like Palpa and Hitora, for the zero waste municipality. So it's going to be started, already started. The study research and all these things already started for that also. And third one is BDC Saura. Have you heard about Saura? It's a national park. Chiton National Park. It's a beautiful place. Just like if you think about Kathmandu, and if you tell Nepal, you will think about Pokhara, Saura, Lumbini, Everest. All these 4 or 5 things comes in your mind. Or in Google also, if you search about Nepal, you will find these 4 or 5 things at first. And there are many in Nepal. So I was very much impressed by people of Bachauli BDC, means Saura BDC people. I was there for this community consultation, for this approach paper and all these things. People are participating themselves, even the community members, even the associations of all the communities, all the women groups, all the youth. They are coming to forming a group, and they are saying, okay, we want to do it. We want to announce BDC as a zero waste BDC as soon as possible. And even the government BDC chief, he also came and he said he want to be a member of core team member, and he want to implement it as soon as possible. So it's like the people themselves, they want to do it, and they want to make a zero waste Saura. It will be announced very soon. In media it will come very soon. They are going to announce it. It's very soon. And one more thing is that Zero Waste Nepal is tying up with Solid Waste Management Center. It's a government body which is handling handling all the technical and capacity building for the solid waste management of all the municipal of Nepal. We are tying up, and we are doing training of zero waste to all the municipal people. Just like recently we have done training in Ilam for 3 days. It was zero waste training for 3 days, and 16 municipal people, environment head they came to that training, they attended the training, and there was very big debate, because since last 2-3 years they were designing, they are always designing, they are always planning, they are always making a approach paper or research paper about, we need a landfill, we need a land for landfill site, we need a land for landfill site. After our 3 days training, they were thinking like that, scratching their hands, saying, why we need landfill? Why don't we need a resource recovery center? Why we want to make a time bomb for our future? The municipal people themselves started thinking, why don't we do in this way that at least we reduce the waste to the landfill or reduce the waste in the incineration? And most of the municipalities, they are already contacting us about how to do it, the procedure of doing it. And now the Ilam BTC, Ilam municipal mayor, he is coming to Kathmandu to have consultation with us and how they can implement the zero waste in their city. So it's like, now Nepal also everyone is saying, okay, we want to do it. And one more thing I want to add about zero waste is that if we think about 30 years back, our uncle, our father, mother, they used to carry a cloth bag, they used to carry a jute bag or whatever. There was no plastic. So it was zero waste. In Kathmandu, it was zero waste always. Because whatever we have organic waste, we feed the cow. Whatever other things, we used to make something and we used to reuse it or something. That is zero waste. And to fight with this, to make zero waste success, we need to fight with this big industry. Those who are producing packaging things, those who are producing all these plastic materials, all these matters that we don't have solution. Those things which we have solution, we always try to sort it out ourselves. At home also we do like that. Because if in my house or everywhere I see my friend's house, relative house, whatever there is reusable, we reuse it, or we make it something, or we give it to other people, those who are in need. So, and likewise we say that zero waste is a concept that is a discard of your community. That is for your community one discard, but that could be used for other community. That could be used for other society. That could be economic generated activities for other society and other. And it is, and we are not saying that it is only philosophy. It is not been done. It is not been done in other countries. It's like it has been done in New Zealand. New Zealand already announcing that zero waste 2000. They want to make a zero waste country within 2020. Kovalam, we went to that place in Kerala. It is already zero waste town. It's a beautiful town. It's the silent version of Goa. Everyone heard about Goa. Oh, it's like Goa. But Kovalam is also like Goa. They have beautiful beaches, but very silent. After 9, you can't see anywhere the music or anything is very silent. You can't find in every bar beers or something. You need to go to this specific bar and drink a beer. It's like very silent version of Goa. And the place there, the Thana have implemented zero waste, and Thana, that Kovalam is already announced as a zero waste town. Likewise, there are many other countries, they are trying to announce like Sikkim, they are trying to announce very soon, Sikkim, zero waste Sikkim. So this is all about philosophy, and this is all about like, let's do it. Meeting people and making people think about, why don't you make a change yourself, change your community, change your country. That's all. Thank you.
I need you a few more minutes.
Sure, sir.
Any questions? Any comments?
I have something like, after listening both of you, that I was just wondering that, there are traditional IC or whatever is resource recovery center you want to call, you can call it. Because I saw some of the people collecting the non-water material like PET bottles, iron, and metals things, and rubbers, etc. And they are selling that in a surprise or something like that. So I see many people collecting and keeping and running their business. What do you think that your resource recovery center or the one which is going to establish in Alapur will have interactions with the people who are holding business? If you can streamline their business, would be better, or have it separately would be better. Just this one.
Okay, I want to answer it. Just like zero waste, always promote the kabaddi, whatever we say kabaddi, that's the kabaddi or rag picker. We always want to make them in our system. So they are one of our biggest partner also. So they will be there always. They will be more. We will build capacity to them more and make them more efficient. So they are reducing more waste of the society. So zero waste is all about things that how to reduce the society waste of society. We don't want to bring it to the landfill or incineration. No matter whoever is doing in the right way. So we want to make them. Okay.
Madam, I think you also made a point on the first day when someone said we run a resource recovery center, or someone you said can our waste later be transferred there, you know.
Yeah.
There is a concept called closed loop system where people say that the moment waste is created, try and close it as soon as possible, don't transfer it as long as possible, because then problem keeps adding. So if it's your university, can the segregation not happen there? Does it need to be transferred somewhere else? First segregation to happen in some resource recovery center. And if the segregation happens at your center, or if it happens at the business tower here, can the recyclable items not go to the recyclable plant or processing plant directly from here? Can that not directly be linked here? Why does it need to go a resource recovery center somewhere else, you know? So if that decentralization things can happen, the scale of problems will be small, it will be manageable, it will be doable, and it will be efficient. Investment wise, money it will be zero, and you will still have some waste which you will find no problem, no solutions to it, but you can still store them for 1 week and then only transfer it to that resource recovery center, which saves your time, and you would only be taking like 20%. The rest 80% you would be segregating it and then directly selling it to recyclers. So I think that decentralized system, if you can have, you know, that is I think what we should all be doing, you know? Because over here we become very selfish. We have no space in house for a bin. We have no space in the bathroom or somewhere to hang a sack and then segregate waste, you know. We wanted everything to be hidden. We wanted everything to go as far as possible. So I think if that small mechanism can work out, whether it's in rooftop, whether it's in a bathroom or a store, that helps a lot in reduction. Yes. Sir.
Have you had a dialogue with corporations who produce this whole stuff?
We've not sort of gone to that stage, I think, but we've had with some of these corporates, and then also with the Pollution Control Board, which is the main body in the government. But there is always conflict between the government and these private sectors. Private sectors feel that we've paid enough to the government for them to manage this waste. We've paid environmental fees, we have paid pollution fees, we've paid whatnot, and there is a confusion that government says this is not the fee that you've paid for us to be doing this. This is what you've paid as a tax to government, and that goes to the government and never comes back. There is no flow back system, and there is a fight between this. And then of course private sectors are some difficult people to actually be handling. You know, you can't also have a debate with them. You can't simply have an appointment. You know, they will not. But through a proper channel, we've not been able to do that. Not at least. But these EPR civil societies in India have been pushing hard in the central government, which should soon come in place for at least few of these products, not all, but few of these products.
Those products which is not manageable, just like layers packets, manageable Tetra packs. So still, in Nepal also we are doing something. We're still trying to, but we are trying to do in decentralized way, just like in Sauda. If Sauda community will say, we don't want this. If you want to bring this here in our place, you just take back it. We are trying to make that policy in decentralized way. It's small area, so people will say, oh, it's happening somewhere.
Yeah, I think also that if you say we don't want it,
Yeah,
that's the way.
Yeah.
They can produce it, but
yeah, we don't
when there
want
is nowhere to put it,
Yeah.
no use.
Yeah. But I also liked one of our partners' concept, what I said in the beginning also, to collect all the waste, segregate it, you know, and then make it visible for the media. And then the projection was such that, see, in the whole state of Sikkim, we've been consuming this many mineral water bottles, and we've got this many mineral water bottles littering around, spoiling our environment. And these companies, they are irresponsible. They have not been, they have never spoken to us. They have never been part of the cleanup campaign and all the whatnot. That sort of gives a bad publicity to the company. And then next day or 1 week after, you will get a company person, representative from a company, either calling you or coming to a table to have a conversation.
Yeah.
But that's like back end.
There was one very good answer from our environmentalist friend. Actually, he was having debate with one of the industrialists. And the guy said, I'm paying all the tax to the government, I'm paying environment tax, everything, so I produce whatever and you should consume it. And the guy said, okay, you are paying, right? Okay, so I'll come to in front of your house, I'll sit every day, I'll pay you. No matter how much you want, I'll pay you. But I will sit in front of your house. Means I'll do toilet, seat means toilet, okay, I'll do that and I'll pay. And that guy shocked and that guy run away. He didn't debate, he didn't dare to debate. That was a very good example given by one environmentalist.
I have one interesting example. I just heard it on a conference I was at. One producer was asked about his corporate responsibility and whether it's responsible to produce more and more and more and more, or whether responsibility is to produce as much as his community needs. And then he came to the realization that, oh my God, I need only to produce as much as we need. And then he put self-limitation in his company to produce only as much as they need. It's also an interesting example.
Also, have you read the book Cradle to Cradle? Yeah?
No.
It's really about the product design to disposal. You know, we all have a role to play, but really could be interesting to see what you could look at from that perspective as well. And I think keep your mind open to talking to corporations and to bringing government and corporations together, because that's really the answer for us all to have a better dialogue.
Did you feel it approximately, or?
You know, and this is such an interesting conversation, and I'd like to donate some of my time from the presentation to carry this conversation forward.
Thank you.
So here's having some questions.
Yeah, actually, thank you very much for your comprehensive presentation. Actually, I could not see anything about solid waste management. So what are you doing in solid waste management from the zero waste concept?
Solid waste in the term of organic waste or all other waste also?
All, that's yeah. Municipality waste.
I think, in municipal waste, what we have been insisting is at most of the time, all of this waste is either collected somewhere else and then brought to a central point. So our idea is, even if it's Kathmandu and if it's Kathmandu municipal corporation, but there are streets, there is Tamil, there is Jetha Marg and all that. Why can't there be a decentralized system there where things are collected, segregated, and then only taken back, you know? So municipal waste, if you see, there are a lot of waste which cannot be, like sanitary pads and whatnot, you know. Those kind of mixed items you can never deal. You can never even think about having a segregation center or a resource recovery center for that. But those are like in a wrong place, wrong designed, wrong items in a wrong place. But you have things which are right, can be recycled, reused, but you're mixing it and then making it impossible to be recycled. So the whole municipal waste, you know, that goes into the landfill site, 60 to 80% can be recovered and can be reused. But the system that we've designed is such a way that it never helps. Let me tell you an example of a company in India. You have a landfill site, you have big machines installed in the landfill site, and this government have a contract with this private company saying that we produce 300 tons of waste, please manage. Contract is signed, the government municipal pays for that company to manage 300 tons, and he does it. And this rack pickers, you see in India, thanks a lot, we are a poor country, we have a lot of rack pickers, and they don't do waste management because they like it, because they simply want bread and butter out of it, you know. So they do it. So these people don't find waste, because tomorrow morning you come out to the street is clean. All garbage is gone to truck and then gone to landfill site. So you will find all of these people going to a landfill site and then segregating the items from it in a very difficult condition, difficult environment. And believe me, one landfill site, they are saying that this landfill site belongs to us. Whatever items you recover from this landfill site, we will take a weight, you know, we will weight it, and then you will have to pay us a commission.
Okay, I want to add one thing.
Recycling income.
Okay. For the municipal thing, waste management, your solid waste management, whatever it is like zero waste talks about doing these things with the community, and community means decentralized way. Just like that's why I told you only word number 6 is in Bauta. There's going to be happen that, and there is tools to do it. The first tool is that there will be community team, there's a resource team, and resource team with the help of municipal people or with the help of garbage collectors, they will go to door and they will ask people to segregate at least organic and non-organic in 2 dustbins. So that will be the core part, because once the organic waste is mixed with plastic or other things, it is hazardous. So unless we don't segregate in source, that doesn't work. So the first point is that source segregation. So if the source segregation is done, then organic can be managed at home also, can be managed in anywhere in the community with the composting, with the biogas, all these activities. Even feeding the pigs or cows or everything, pig farmers, cow farmers. And after that, other things, he already explained all the category of the plastics or all the things, all the hazardous things. And there will be only little things that will go to landfill, very little. Just like now, the 100% is going to landfill. After that, it will be 10% only going to landfill, at least, if the source segregation is done. And that is the key point of zero waste to be success in any municipality.
Anything else?
In which area you collect all this material for the sources segregation, like in which household?
No, actually, this is the research thing is done there. So now the garbage collector, there is one biggest garbage collector, the Bauta Sarsabai Kendra, they and Pragyasis Nepal tying up and going to the source to make it source segregation. Now they are trying to do it 3,000 houses first, then they will expand to the all ward. So it will be implemented very soon. It's all now research part is done, partnering is done, everything is done already. So now implementation is to be done. So zero waste is all is about that, not doing things first and saying, oh, I did wrong. It's all about doing things with doing all the research, community consultation, making all the things right way and doing the things in right time.
Yeah, I just like to share, and I don't know how many of you know that in my home, my experience is that there is a lot of hassles of the person who come to collect the waste. And in our area, the person who, there is a group of people who collect the waste from this area, they charge 400 rupees per month. And when they come, they make a lot of noise, rubbish, and their attitude is very difficult, you know, you get completely stopped by them. And then finally they want that the waste should be put outside the door, and if you put the waste outside the door, the dog will come and then disturb them. Even you do not put the biodegradable, then again it is spoiling, and you will just collect the plastic bag, and again there will be so many things left around, you know. So if you can train those people to deal it, and then take the waste in the segregate manner, you know. From last 1 year, I said that you don't have to come to my house, and then we go for the composting. And now other thing is very difficult because we collect that and then bring it, and where do they bring finally to the waste is the dumping place where the municipality will pick up the waste. So that I can walk up to there, it's not very far from my house. 2 minutes walk, and for that I am paying 400 rupees per month again, and getting a disturb also.
Okay.
So
I'll give one scenario about waste management in Kathmandu, because Kathmandu municipality is supposed to do that, but They are not managed to do that, and they have given to the local contractors.
Yeah, yeah.
And every ward have different contractors. Small clubs are handling that.
Sometimes some muscle men are controlling this.
Yeah, and small, just like some places they are very small community, or small group of people are doing, and they are creating mess. Some places they are Nepsemak, they are doing right way. Webco, they are doing right way. Other also there are Baudha Safai Kendra. The Kathmandu is very big. It's like now it's almost 1.7 million people are there. So managing that 1.7 million, and Kathmandu people thinks that this is headache of municipality, and municipality always says that why Kathmandu people are so bad, rude. They don't cooperate with us. They do all this mess, and it's like debate always there. And now the private collectors are doing good also. Some private collectors and those who are trained, they are already doing good. Now there are many small private collectors to be trained. So Zero Waste is there to train them also, to build their capacity. Zero Waste will tie up with the private garbage collector and work with the segregation things, collecting in the right manner, doing it the right way. That is the Zero Waste things to be done.
Just to, I think, I will not talk from this. I think for many of these waste, I think we will also need to give a very good reason to anyone why should I not use it. Just to give you an example, in most of our workshops, if it is just for 3 days, if you are just going to use it for 3 days, 4 days, we don't use flags. We don't make banner printed on flags, and simply because we feel that we will just be using it for 3 days, and that goes to waste. So better not use it. And that reason came from that feeling came from a presentation where a friend of mine said, the moment flax industry was introduced, about 3,000 artisans in India lost their job because all the banners were hand painted. That gave me a good enough reason for me to not use flags in most of the workshop, And then with that point in mind, we kept challenging people in all the conference, all workshops in India, not in Nepal, back in India. Even in Delhi, we started challenging because you will see a big board on the street saying that some workshop, and then you go to the building, then you will see big banner workshop, floor 4th, and then there you see D wing, again another board, and then inside you see a big board, So it really needs a good reason for you to also sort of convince yourself and then convince the other to not follow that practice. Thank you.